All right, everybody, how's it going? We're looking at a straight up country comparison, the United States versus Australia. Now, we've done a few different videos, kind of like USA versus Australia. It's fun to do. It's just for fun. Living in both is unique. Experience living there is ultimately what matters and is different for everyone. So these are more just on paper for fun, statistics. Doesn't always translate to real life, but it's just for fun. It's for entertainment. So usually they've been around like military comparison or, maybe like food, things like that. This is more of just an overall country comparison with like metrics. I believe that's what it is anyway. So let's just check it out. This is from Anything Top, and this will be linked in the description down below. There you can check it out, of course. And enough blabbing, guys. Let's get right to the video. Here we go.
In this video, we are going to compare two popular and developed countries, United States of America and Australia. We are going to compare the differences based
Two of
on
my favorite
factors
places.
such as location, capital, population, area, languages, religions, currency, literacy rate, life expectancy, GDP, and many more. So,
Okay, so some of those sounded interesting. The first few we mentioned, I already know. That won't be too interesting, but yeah, let's get to it, see what we find
Anything
out.
Top. There are total 7 continents in the world, and these two countries are located in different continents.
Right.
America mostly located in the North America continent, whereas Australia is a part of Australia continent. The United States of America, commonly known as United States, the States or simply America, is a country comprising 50 states, a federal district, 5 major self-governing territories, and various possessions. Most of the country is located in the central North America between Canada and Mexico. United States is a highly developed country and is the world's largest economy by nominal GDP, the second largest by purchasing power parity, and accounts for the approximately a quarter of global GDP.
Damn,
America
that's pretty
was
crazy.
discovered by Columbus in 1492. On the other hand, Australia, officially the Commonwealth of Australia, is a sovereign country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. It is the largest country in the Oceania and the world's 6th largest country by total area.
It's big.
Talking about population, the population of America is around 330 million, and in terms of population, it is the 3rd largest country in the world after.
Sometimes I can't believe 330 million. That is absolutely crazy. That is a lot of people. To be fair, I guess you could say this as a good point. It doesn't feel like 330 million. I feel like that's a lot because it's just such a big land area, right? Spread around. It feels like a lot of people, but it doesn't feel like you're crammed, in a sardine can. Like it's not like that, which is good. Right? He's about to say the population, I'm sure, for Australia, which I know is way lower. I imagine Australia does not feel at all populated compared to the US. Unless you're in major cities. Major cities are going to be the only time where you're not going to notice this stuff. But because, Australia is almost the same size as the U.S. and it's got way less people, so.
China and India.
Yeah, China and India have more. Okay.
America's population growth rate is only 0.7% and its population density is 87 people per square kilometer.
Okay.
On the other hand, population of Australia is 25.2 million and is ranked 51st in the list of country population. Australia's population growth rate is 1.18% and its population density is around 3 people per square kilometer.
3 versus what was it, 81 or 87 per square kilometer? Wow. That puts it in perspective for you.
The capital of United States is Washington, D.C. and the population of Washington, D.C. is around 6 million.
Fun fact, I've traveled a lot around the US of A, naturally, as I live here. And it's great, fun place to travel around. So many different cultures and scenery. But ironically, I have not seen my own nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I've never been anywhere near it. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, for history's sake, I should go there at some point. I hate to say it, I'm just being honest. I don't know. It doesn't really appeal to me. That region of the country, I'm just not into, and the traffic, and I've heard there's like a lot of crime there, and just like I don't know. Other than museums and seeing important places, right? Like the White House and the Capitol building and all these different things. I mean, I guess I could spend a day there and I'd be good, if that makes sense. It's not a place I'd ever live or want to be near. Just not into it. Just not into it for some reason. But I don't know. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion.
On the other hand, the capital of Australia is Canberra.
Yeah,
The
like look at that. Now the U.S., to be fair, has awesome places. Okay, Washington D.C. is certainly not a measure of the U.S. Let's get that out of the bag. Okay, but for capitals, Australia certainly wins. I mean, Canberra looks pretty cool. Look at that awesome skyline and scenery in the sky. Like it looks better in these clips than Washington D.C. looked. But that's just me.
Canberra
That's just me.
is around 457,000. Friends, if we talk about the GDP of these two countries, then in 2020, America's nominal GDP is $22.3 trillion and is ranking first in the world in
Wow,
terms of GDP.
that's insane.
In United States, GDP per capita is around $67,000.
Okay.
On the other side, GDP of Australia is $1.37 trillion and is ranked 13th in the world in terms.
Now, in terms of way lower population, right? It was 51st in population, I believe he said, right? But look at 13th in GDP, so that's impressive. That means Australia gets shit done, right? For the size of their population. So very impressive from both countries.
Of GDP. In Australia, GDP per capita is around $53,000.
53, what was the US one? 60 per thousand? So yeah, they're pretty close,
When it comes to currency, the currency of
To currency, before he says anything, there's the American dollars. You can see there. They're cool. They're okay. There's nothing wrong with them. But they're a little behind the times in tech, for one, on how they're made and materials. I do like the overall design of them, like as in like the fonts and logos. They're kind of cool, but they're pretty muted. They're very faint colors on like the 50s and the 20s and the 10s, And I've obviously learned about Australian money in previous videos and gotten some in mail time. Thank you guys. You guys rock. And Australian money for looks and technology and going green, stuff like that is way better in that regard. It's really, really cool, the Australian dollar.
of United States is US dollars, while the currency in Australia
Aussie dollars.
is Australian dollars.
Yeah.
1 US dollars is equal to 1.37 Australian dollars.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Talking about the area, the total area of America is 9.8 million square kilometers.
Big.
And is the fourth largest country in the world in terms of area.
I didn't know we were the fourth
New York
biggest.
City is the
Wow.
largest city in
I thought we were like maybe 7th or 8th. I thought we were barely in the top 10. If that's right, that's big. That's big.
United States. There are total 50 states in America. The 50 stars on the United States flag represent the 50 states
Yeah.
of the United States of America. And the 13 stripes represent
The
the 13
original
British
13
colonies
colonies.
that declare independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain. The area of Australia is around 2.9 million square kilometers.
What?
And is 6
What? 2.9 versus 9.8. That seems too much of a difference, right? I mean, it's not a difference when you look at rank. Look, Australia is 6th biggest in the world, which is huge. United States 4th biggest, so they're pretty close there. But 9.8 million versus 2.9? I mean, I know Alaska is humongous. The contiguous U.S., the lower 48, the main 48, is big, very big. And then you have Hawaii. I don't think they're counting our territories. Just as for Australia, I don't think they would count their territories either. And please, no one comment the Antarctica thing. There's an Antarctic treaty. No one owns land in Antarctica. Thank you. But Australia is, I really thought it was almost as big as the U.S. Really weird. Is that size difference right? If it is, then wow, the U.S. is way bigger. That's weird.
largest country in the world in terms of area. Sydney is the largest city in Australia.
Sydney,
Australia
okay.
consists of 6 states, 3 internal territories, and 7 external territories.
And then, yes, remember, one thing that kind of tickles me, I think is funny, a lot of Australians do say, oh, well, our states are so much bigger. Well, yes, like I know Texas is big in the U.S., and then Texas is like minuscule compared to Western Australia or Queensland or something, right? Well, you got to keep in mind, we're talking a big area with only, if you don't count Tasmania and all these islands and stuff, right? We're only talking about an area with what, 6 states or something? 6 versus 50, right? You take the same pie, you cut it in 6ths or you cut it in 50s, what's going to be bigger, you know? Of course your states are bigger, but clearly the country of the U.S. is bigger, so I don't know, it's weird. It's weird.
In United States, 73% of the population follows Christianity, 21% follows unaffiliated, 2% follows Jewish, and 1% follows Islam. Whereas in Australia, 52% of the population follows Christianity, 30% follows no religion,
Wow. Interesting.
2.6% follows Islam, and 2.4% of the population follows Buddhism.
Wow, okay.
If
Interesting.
we talk about the literacy rate of United States is around 93%, while that of Australia is
Interesting.
99%.
Oh! Guess I gotta leave that one alone, huh?
Talking about life expectancy, on average, the person in United States lives about 79 years, whereas average
We gotta get that
lifespan
up.
of a person in Australia is about 83.
Wow, impressive, Australia. Damn.
Talking about military budget, the United States
Oh, this one's gonna be messed up. This one's gonna be so messed up. We know who's gonna win this one. It's gonna be a lot more.
and is ranked first in terms of military
Yeah,
budget.
it is ranked first in
Australia
that.
military budget is $34.7 billion
See what I
and
mean?
the 7th largest country in the world in terms of the
Hey.
military budget.
Still top 10 for Australia. Is 7th in the world though. That's higher than I thought.
The unemployment rate of United States is around 10.2%,
Wow,
while
it's
in
still that high?
Australia it is around 7.5%.
Pretty close, but Australia gets the edge
Talking
there.
about average internet speed, the average internet speed in United
Be
States
faster here.
is 50.2 Mbps, while the average internet speed in Australia is 67.5
Oh.
Mbps.
Well, I stand corrected. Damn, another shocking statistic. This is turning out to be pretty interesting. Now, keep in mind, you do have to take everything with a grain of salt. We don't have any sources here. He could be wrong on some of these. I'm not saying it's a fake. I'm not saying he's wrong, but it could be wrong. I would say they're probably about the same. I know there's spots in Australia that have sucky internet and spots that have good internet. Same with the US. There's spots that have sucky internet and good internet. I personally, thankfully, get around usually anywhere on a bad day around 80 to 100 megabytes per second, all the way up to like 250 megabytes per second. And I only pay, what, $55 a month or something? Or is it like 60? No, let's say $60 a month. So it's pretty good.
Bps. The widely spoken languages in United States are
English and
and
Spanish.
Spanish, while in Australia, widely spoken language is English.
Interesting. So no dominant second language in Australia, but I'm sure maybe a tiny bit of Spanish, maybe, I don't know. I know I've heard some people in Australia do speak like Italian, Greek, and I think Asian are like the big ones I've heard. But yeah, in the US, guys, for real, just in my lifetime, I've seen it grow. Like Spanish is literally an official language here. It's not like English and then, some people speak Spanish. Like, no, it's both. Like a lot of places have both, everywhere. You'll see, signs and buildings have things marked in English and Spanish. Tons of people speak Spanish. Yeah, you got to learn Spanglish, basically. I have learned Spanglish with the help of course, my wife's family knows Spanish naturally. So I've learned a lot over the years, and you really have to. You really have to know a little bit of Spanish if you want to travel the U.S. It helps a lot.
The national anthem of United States is the Star Spangled Banner, while the national anthem of Australia is Advance Australia Fair. The
Now it's
national
something I
animal
gotta
of
look up. I feel like I looked it up a long time ago. I don't remember if I did. I gotta look up the national anthem of Australia just for curiosity.
United States is bison, while the national
Bison,
animal
almighty
of
bison.
Australia is kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
The national game of United States is baseball.
Baseball, baby, my favorite sport ever. For those of you who were interested, baseball was the sport I played the most. I played American football, baseball, and basketball mainly. Golf for fun, only in phases. I don't play it anymore. I wish I could. I need to get back on that. But baseball, the other sports I only played for a couple years here and there. But baseball, I played like my whole life. I'm talking like 16, 17 years I play baseball. I love
While
baseball.
that of Australia is cricket and Australian rules football.
Yeah, and I still need to get on that cricket game. What am I doing? So many videos, guys, I could do right now, and they always get pushed back. There's so many, it like makes my head spin. I gotta do cricket videos. I gotta learn about it.
According to Wikipedia website, America has the highest number of 614 billionaires in the world.
Wow.
While
Not me. Sorry, guys. I wish. Not me.
34 millionaires live in
Not yet.
Australia. Founder of
34.
Amazon, Jeff
That's
Bezos,
pretty impressive
is the
too.
richest man in the United States with the net worth equals $136 billion.
Jeez.
A mining magnate, Gina Reinhardt, is the richest person in Australia with the
Wow, that's awesome. Richest person in Australia, woman. What was her background? Mining? Is that what it said?
Reinhardt is the richest person in Australia with the net worth equals $14.6 billion.
That's a lot.
Main tourist attractions in the United States are Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, Statue of Liberty, and Times Square.
Wow, so just New York, basically. There's a lot more tourist stuff than that. These are the parts of videos I hate because there's so much to see in the U.S. And of course, most of the best places I've seen are the ones not seen on mainstream videos like this, like the most famous ones. So anyway.
Some of the major attractions in Australia are the Great Barrier Reef,
Yes.
Uluru,
Awesome.
and the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
That
So
bridge
friends,
looked
that was
awesome on the New Year's
comparison
Eve
points between
fireworks.
United States of America and Australia. Which is your favorite
that's it.
country? Do let us know in the comment section below.
All right, there you go. Yeah, let's talk in the comments. There's a lot we could talk about here. We've done stuff kind of like this before. This was a more well-rounded, just kind of numbers matchup. So I hope you found that just interesting and entertaining. If you did, please throw a like on there. Help this video out. And yeah, this isn't really to me about who's better. I don't like the who's better thing because the world is so like diverse and there's so many ways to go about life, and it's kind of hard to say one thing's defiantly better than the other. Both countries are awesome. Let's just leave it at that. And some do things better than others, and some things do this better, some things do that better. One country does one thing better and worse at another. I think the main draw, like I always say, the U.S. is a great country, has a lot of problems, but it is a great country. Australia, again, has some problems, but it is a great country. It's a very, very good country. And the United States and Australia, they go good together. They mesh. They're friends. The biggest fraction of my audience is from Australia. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Australia is freaking awesome. Our community is awesome. And you guys have like the coolest facts, extremely knowledgeable, and like the best sense of humor ever. I love talking to my Australian viewers. It's literally the best. So with that being said, guys, check out this video. We'll be linked in the description down below, and other ways you can support my channel are down there as well. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, guys, stay safe, be nice to each other, and I'll catch you later.